we are going to be talking about carousel ads today and how you can use them in your business and how you can kind of differentiate what people are seeing in their feed. I think one of the kind of overall strategies of Facebook releasing all these different ad products is because, you know, if all they had were videos or just static images, then, you know, the ad platform would get a little tired, and Facebook wants to create a good experience for their users. And so I think these these additional ad types really help to differentiate and kind of tell a different story and kind of, and we'll get into some of those things. So
I think it
first,
kind of,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think they do it as well because different people consume content in different ways. You know, we always talk about how video usually works best, but there are people that would much prefer to not watch a video. They'd rather read something. And same thing with these carousel images that we're going to talk about. Some people like to see a single image. It's nice and simple, quick and to the point, but some people like to see these multiple images.
Right.
So I think that's also why Facebook does it. It's just attractive to different people.
Yeah, good point. So what I want to do is real quick, how this call is going to run is I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how, first of all, you're getting an idea of what it is, and then we'll show you some examples of people really doing it at a really good high level, and then you guys can start to think about, you know, how you can position those ads yourself. And then Mitch is going to log into the back end and show you how would you go about actually setting something like this up. So I'm going to share my screen real quick.
And if you guys ever have any questions, feel free to type in the chat, and we'll either answer them right away or come back around to it.
Yeah, thank you. So here's a couple of examples. So carousel ads are just those ads that when you're looking in the feed, you can see on the phone right here. So this is an ad for Tomb Raider. It shows most of, you know, the whole of the first picture and then a little bit of the second picture. So you know that there's more content there for you to scroll over and see the additional content. So you can see a couple of these examples, and it really does give you a lot more real estate to play with. I mean, when you just have a regular ad, an image, you only have so much space to fill in your content with. But this gives you four, or I think you can actually do, is four the most pictures you can do? I
I'm
thought it
not
was
sure if
five,
there's a
but
limit.
most of these are showing four. So we'll just go with that for now. But here's a really great example of how the whole process works. So you're scrolling through your feed and you see an ad that captures your attention, and you can scroll over to the right to see more content. Now, I think this gives us an additional opportunity to really dig into the components of the carousel ad. So the ad is, you know, the same. You've got your brand and your name here, but then you've got the ability to put in a little bit of copy, so some text to set up the ad and get people thinking about what you're wanting to convey to them. But one thing that I really like a lot is you see on each of the picture you have some additional text. So you can, you know, cushioned back, split side design, and premium leather. And so it gives you some additional opportunity to highlight different aspects of your product or your service or whatever. And then that last page is really focused on the call to action. So see more at, however you pronounce that, Teeks, I would imagine. So here's another one, a different way to show it, but you can really do some really cool things with these carousel ads. So I think there's a lot of really great examples that you guys can go and look yourself. So here's a good one from Verizon. Pick any size, small, medium, large, or extra large, and they've got copy that matches that. So these are really great opportunities to just tell a story. Now, Mitch, do you want to add anything to this?
I was just going to add a lot of these, like this one that we're looking at. These 4 pictures combined together make one picture.
Right.
But there are other ones like the dog one, or if you
Mhm.
go up and just to the left of where you are, uh, the other left. Yeah, like right there. Then those are 4 completely different pictures. And so it can be either way. It can either be 4 or 5 pictures that come together to create one picture that kind of really invites people to scroll over. Or it can be different areas of your business, like this one. 40% off mugs, 40% off pet tags, or 40% off college frames. I mean, those 3 things really have nothing to do with one another, except that they're products of Shutterfly. An example of this that we did with one of our clients is they had fitness products, and in each of the carousel, then we put different fitness products that might attract to a different type of person, like depending on which that person is looking for. And then the cool thing that you can do with this is you can link each different picture to that specific product. So if we could click on that 40% off mugs, my guess is that Shutterfly made that so that it would go straight to the mugs page of their website. It wouldn't just go to the home page of their website. It would go straight to the mugs. And then same thing with the pet tags. It would go straight to the pet tags. Whereas some of those other ones where it's all one image, it's one image separated into 4 parts. I'm guessing those probably go to the same spot.
Right.
So you can do it either way, just depending on your strategy and the goal. Um, both ways I think are
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I like the Shutterfly one because it is 4 separate images, but you can tell that each of them are branded very similarly. Like they definitely blend together. The color scheme all matches and it all works. And then they also, give you the actual code for the 40% off discount right there on the ad. So a couple of really, really cool things there. So Mitch, I'm going to hand it back over to you. And then you can dig into
Okay.
the back end and show us how we would actually set this stuff up.
Awesome. Any questions while we're making this transition?
Yeah, let us know. David says no. David, you could do some really cool stuff with the carousel ads with your wraps and the different things that you're doing with IF signs. I think there could be some really cool things you could do with that. Just because your stuff is already very graphical. It's image based, right? It's design based. So
Yeah, absolutely. So here we are in Ads Manager. And so if you were here the last couple of weeks, you've seen us use the Creative Hub. And Creative Hub is a cool place that you can just mock up your ad, and then you'll see what it looks like. So how you get to Creative Hub is you click on this little thing up here, Ads Manager, and then go to All Tools, and then click on Creative Hub. I already have it open in a new tab. So this is Creative Hub. And look, here's Facebook Carousel Ad, just right there. It's not normally there though, so I'll show you the normal way to get to it. You're gonna go up here to the top right, create mockup, and go click on Carousel. You can add your profile picture. I'm not gonna do that for now, but it'll just show you exactly what it looks like. And then here you can add your text. 2 weeks ago, we talked about creating the perfect text, so I'm not going to spend time on this part, but and if you want to see that replay, then reach out to us if you didn't get the email for that replay. You can put that together. And now, so we have this option, add a card at the end with your page profile picture. So what that is, as you saw, there was 4, 5, 6 images, however many images on those examples that we showed. And the last one was usually just their profile picture and a link just wherever. And so this is where you would do that. You would say, yes, I want one, or no, I don't want one. I'm going to leave it on for now. So then you have each of these cards. So card 1 is this first one. And so you're just going to go and select an image. And so you might have some in your image library on Facebook, or you can upload them from your phone or from your computer. So I'm just going to grab this image and put it in. And then down here, you're going to put a destination URL. So you're going to want to put this, link it to a specific page on your website that is relevant to this picture. So in this case, I don't know what page you'd want to link it to, but pick your URL and then put a compelling headline. And maybe say, see unwanted guests at your door. And then put a little description. At work, at home, or on the go. So you can see this goes right along with that image. That's an image of from a Skybell doorbell camera. They're watching that video at their house from their phone. So it goes right along there. And then we're going to switch over to image 2. So you're going to click here. And again, we're going to select an image. And we're going to choose this one. Another example from a doorbell camera. And again, in this case, you're probably going to want to put a different URL. Maybe it's to just a different feature of this same product. So headline, connect with those you love. Description. Maybe we just say something quick. Two-way communication. We'll just leave it at that. Two-way communication. Again, on these headlines and these descriptions, you just want to keep them short and to the point. You don't want to write a novel here. There's not room for that. So the third image, you go and select an image, and then let's do this one. So here's another one. It's an image of the UPS guy walking up to the door where there's a doorbell camera. So you can say, verify it's the right person. And say, communicate simply with service providers. That way, through this doorbell camera, they would be able to, communicate with the UPS man, tell him to leave it on the side of the house or whatever. I'm showing this example because it shows you kind of a story through the process. This shows different features of the doorbell camera and things that people are able to do with it. And I hope you can see how this can transition into your business. And then, so let's add another image. We're going to add a fourth card. And we're going to select images. And pick this one. And say, scare off unwanted guests. And say, once they know you're watching. Another good strategy with ad copy and images and everything is to create curiosity. So that creates a little bit of curiosity. Now, one thing I want to test right now is see how many cards we can add. So there's a 5th, there's a 6th, 7. So I don't know that there is a limit. A lot of those examples we saw, there was 4. But if you want to do more, that's fine. I will say you don't want to do too many because that's just going to get confusing. But I think, up to 5 or 6 is probably fine. Going up to 7, 8, 9 is probably a bit excessive, but that makes sense. And if you do add, so I added a bunch that I don't actually want, you just click on the card and just make sure you're highlighted there right around the box with the blue, and then click remove. And let's remove flash. And then down here, so there's some more stuff you need to set up. If we scroll down here towards the bottom, then this is the see more URL.
Okay, so I mean we've gone through most of the content. This is really how you'd go in and finish out the ad. There's a few other couple things like the see more URL. So once you get to that fourth image or the fifth image, whatever your last image is, that's the URL you want to use. That's the focus of your whole ad. So they're in this case they're getting the idea of seeing unwanted guests at the door. That's one benefit. Connecting with loved ones. That's another benefit. And I forget the other one, but it was the UPS guy dropping off a package, right? The convenience factor of having a video camera at your door. And so that next image is that branded, focused piece where, and that's where you put the see more URL in. To what page you want to send them into a sales funnel, into where you're going to connect or either make the sell or get contact information, get the lead. So I hope that helps. I think right now would be a really good time to open it up for questions. If you have any specific questions, it doesn't matter if it's related to carousel ads. Or anything like that. It can be anything in the ads arena, Facebook ads, anything you're trying to do on Facebook, on social media in general. We'd love to hear any questions you have that are specific to your business. We can give you a mic control, or you can just type out that question in the chat box. So we'll wait just a minute or two to make sure you don't have any additional questions. But while you think through those questions, just kind of to close out, first of all, sorry for whatever technical difficulties there were on sound quality and image quality, or both. And we appreciate you guys coming on. Let us know, also reach out and let us know what specific things you'd like to hear in the future. There's so much to this whole platform. There's a lot here. So Linda, thank you for the question. Is there a call to action or link or follow up? Yes. So to this ad set, Linda, let me clarify. So when you're setting up, yeah. So where Mitch is highlighted there on the screen, that destination URL, when he puts that in, and that's a great question, Linda, because a lot of people are really focused on ads, but they don't focus on where they're sending people. And the two sides of the equation are so important, because you can have really awesome ads, but if you're sending them to a page that is disconnected from what you just talked about in your offer, that's not going to work. And so you really need to start from the ads and then work your way all the way through the funnel. So in this case, you want to send them to a really specific page that's focused on what you want them to do, whether it's, give you an email, or request a quote, or just make the sell, get out their credit card to buy this doorbell camera. So that's a great question. Did that answer your question okay, Linda? Perfect. Thank you. You bet. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, and be thinking of what else you'd like to hear from us. Again, there's a lot. I mean, we could talk about this for hours and hours, and there's a lot to the Facebook ad platform. It's always changing. There's new things every week that Facebook is pushing out on their end, and we love to stay up on it. So we hope that this helps a lot. Okay, I think that does it. Again, sorry for whatever technical difficulties that there may have been, but we appreciate you guys jumping on. We will be back here at 10 o'clock on Tuesday of next week to go over more aspects of the platform, of everything involved with Facebook ads. So thank you so much, and we'll catch you next time.